James 1 verse 19. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. What I want us to get from there is slow to speak. That's what we are told. At what times are we supposed to speak, and at what times are we supposed to keep quiet? When to keep your mouth shut. Number one, in the heat of anger. When you have anger, you are not supposed to talk. The book of Proverbs 14 verse 17, and it says, a quick-tempered man acts foolishly, a man of wicked intention is hated. A quick-tempered man acts foolishly, and a man of wicked intentions is hated. So when you have anger, you should not talk. Number two, when you don't have all the facts. When you don't have all the facts. The book of Proverbs 18 verse 13, and it says, he who answers a matter before he hears, it is folly and shame to him. So if you don't have the facts, if you don't have all the story, if you don't have the words to speak, you don't know the story, you don't have all the facts, you should keep quiet. That's what we are told. He who answers a matter before he hears it is folly and shame to him. Number three, when you haven't verified the story. When you haven't verified the story. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 16, and it says, but he shall not multiply horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt to multiply horses. For the Lord has said to you, you shall not return that my way again. So, if you haven't verified the story, no need to talk. Number four, if your words will offend the weak brother. If your words will offend the weak brother, you need to keep quiet. The book of 1 Corinthians 8 verse 11. And it says, and because of your knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died. And because of your knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom he died. So, does your speaking, or does your mouth, when you talk, lead the weak brother to be offended? Number five, if your words will be a poor reflection of the Lord, if your words will be a poor reflection of the Lord, or your friends, or your family. The book of Second Peter, chapter 2, verse 21, and it says, for it would have been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than having known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered to them. But it has happened to them according to the true proverb, a dog returns to his own vomit, and so having washed to her, wallowing into mire. So, if your words will be a poor reflection on the Lord, or your family, or your friend, it is better for you to remain silent. Number six, when you are tempted to joke about sin, you are supposed to keep silent. The book of Proverbs 14 verse 9, and it says, fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. So if you see that you are tempted to joke about sin, it is better for you not to speak. When you will be ashamed of your words, when you will be ashamed of your words rather. Proverbs 8 verse 8, and it says, all the words of my mouth are with righteousness, nothing crooked or perverse is in them. So if you see that your words will make you to be ashamed later, it is better for you to shut up your mouth. Number 8, when you are tempted to make light of the holy things. When you are tempted to make light of the holy things. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2, and it says, do not be rash with your mouth, and let not your heart utter anything hastily before God. For God is in heaven, and you on earth. Therefore let your words be few. Do not be rash with your mouth, and let not your heart utter anything hastily before God. For God is in heaven, and you are on earth. Therefore let your words be few. Number 9, if your words will convey a wrong impression, shut up your mouth. If your words will convey a wrong impression, shut up your mouth. Proverbs 17 verse 2. And it says, a wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance among the brothers. And number 10, if the issue is none of your business, if the issue is none of your business, better to remain silent. The book of Proverbs 14 verse 10. And it says, the heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not share its joy. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger doesn't share its joy. When you are tempted to tell an outright lie, when you are tempted to tell an outright lie, better to keep silent. Proverbs 4 verse 24, and it says, put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put our false lips far from you. We should not speak lies to our neighbors. And number 12, if your words will damage someone's reputation, better to shut up your mouth. The book of Proverbs 16 27. And it says, an ungodly man dips up evil, and it is on his lips like a burning fire. And then number 13, if your words will destroy friendship, just keep silent. If your words will destroy friendship, just keep silent. Proverbs 25 verse 28. And it says, whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. Number 14, when you are feeling critical. The book of James 3 verse 9. James 3 verse 9. And it says, James 3 verse 9, and it says, With it we praise our God and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the similitude of God. With our tongue we bless our God and Father, and with our tongue we curse men who have been made in the similitude of God. So if you see that your words will destroy friendship, it is better to keep silent. If you are feeling critical, you better keep silent. If you can't speak without yelling, you better keep silent. Number 16, when it is time to listen, when it is time to listen. Proverbs 13 verse 1. And it says, a wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer doesn't listen to rebuke. So, when it is time for you to listen, you should keep quiet. You should shut up your mouth. If you may have to eat your words later, you should have to keep quiet. Number 18, if you have already said more than one time, you have to keep quiet. And number 19, when you are tempted to flatter a wicked person, you better keep silent. Proverbs 24 verse 24. And it says, he who says to the wicked, you are righteous, him the people will curse, nations will abhor him. Number 20, when you are supposed to be working instead, you should keep silent. 14 verse 23, the book of Proverbs 14 23. And it says, in all labor there is profit, but idle chatter leads only to poverty. So, when it is time to work, it is time to keep silent. So, when are you supposed to keep silent? As we have seen, in the heat of anger, you should keep silent. When you don't have all the facts, you should keep silent. When you haven't verified the story, if your words will offend a weaker brother, if your words will be a poor reflection on the family or road or friends, if you are tempted to joke about sin, if you will be ashamed of your words later, if you are tempted to make light of holy things, and if your words will convey a wrong impression, if the issue is none of your business, if you are tempted to tell an outright lie, if your words will damage someone's reputation, if your words will destroy friendship, if you are feeling critical, if you can't speak without yelling, if it is time to listen, if you may have to eat your words later, if you have already said more than one a time, and if you are tempted to flatter a wicked person, lastly, if you are supposed to be working, be quiet and shut up your mouth.